Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're starting with just one single powerful word, invention. Now, you might be picturing a light bulb, maybe a new app on your phone, but what if I told you that inside this one word is the secret to explaining any big idea in a way that literally anyone can understand? So that brings us to the big question, right? How do you take a huge, universal idea and break it down using small, simple words? Well, let's find out.
We're going to use invention as our guide here, our sort of case study, to figure this all out. Okay, let's dive in, and we'll start with just how massive this idea really is.
First off, we've got to appreciate that invention isn't just some English word. Nope, it's a deeply human concept, something that's recognized pretty much everywhere. You know, the basic idea of invention, it exists across countless cultures. Whether you say invention or hatsame or ikhtara, people get it. And that universality, that's exactly what makes the challenge of explaining it simply so important and so powerful when you get it right. So where do you even start with something so big? Well, like with any big idea, you start by looking for the building blocks. We're going to quickly break the word itself down into its most basic parts. And our very first clue is right there in how the word is built. See? It's made of two parts, the root, invent, and the ending, eon. This simple structure is actually the key to unlocking what it really means. That little ending, ion, that's what we call a suffix. Its whole job is to take the action of inventing and turn it into a concept. You know, the action of doing something, or the results of it, a tiny piece of the word doing some really heavy lifting. And of course, for truly universal understanding, you gotta know how to say it. There's even a guide for that. Invention. Okay, now let's get to the real core of what it means. So this is the heart of it. Using a framework called Simple English, this massive idea gets boiled down into just three super clear, direct meanings. That's it, 3. The first one is probably what you think of right away. It's the object itself. An invention is simply something that has been invented. You know, the telephone, the car, your laptop, the actual tangible thing that came from an idea. And this sentence here just nails it. It's not about the process, it's about the finished products, the stuff you can actually go out and buy from a store. Okay, the second meaning kind of shifts our focus. It's not about the object anymore, it's about the process. It's the action of inventing something. This is all the work, the trial and error, the whole journey of creating that thing in the first place. And the third meaning, he gets even more abstract. It's not the thing, and it's not the action of making the thing, it's the spark itself, the ability to invent. This is all about human creativity, skill, that little bit of genius. This example is just perfect. It's not talking about the physical toothbrush in your bathroom. It's talking about the creative power, the cleverness it took for someone to even think of it. So why? Why are these definitions so incredibly clear and simple? Well, I can tell you it's no accident. There is a secret system at play here, a kind of hidden engine that's driving all this clarity. And the secret to that whole system, it comes down to this one number, 850. This is the basic English 850 list. It's a vocabulary of just 850 core words, but they're so powerful they can explain almost any idea you can think of. The goal? To create a super simple, accessible version of English for everyone, to knock down barriers in communication. It's a masterclass in minimalism, really. And yep, right there on that official list, tucked between interest and iron, is our word, invention. And it's not just there by chance. Its inclusion means this concept is considered a fundamental building block for global understanding. So what's the big deal? Why does any of this matter? What should you really take away from this deep dive into just one word and the system behind it? Well, it's because a core vocabulary like this is an incredibly powerful tool. It lets us explain really complex ideas with amazing clarity. It helps people learn and communicate way faster. It creates a shared foundation for understanding across the globe. And maybe most importantly, it proves that any big idea, no matter how intimidating it seems, can be built from simple, understandable parts. Which leaves us with one final thought. We just used this whole framework to break down the idea of invention. So Now I want you to think about your own world, your job, your passions. What complex idea would you simplify first?